What's scarier than the end of all things over a slow process of dark decay? Not much to most people, but I've got one better for you. The scariest thing to me is a universe where not only do we not know these things, but that we're unable to know them. Let me explain, but first, quick recap from the last episode. From what we know about dark energy, the force that expands our universe faster than the speed of light, we know that it's whooping gravity's butt in the struggle to keep the universe together. The most likely scenario is that we will continue to stretch out the universe and push all the galactic groups away from each other faster and faster for as long as galaxies exist. What happens even after that, of course, is up for debate, see last episode. But we're pretty positive this will be the flow of things for a long time to come. I should also clarify, I made a mistake in the last video, it was a mistake of haste, where I said that the heat death of the universe would take place in a quadrillion years. I think that's what I said, or put up on the screen because I forgot to record it. I didn't check my facts, I was remembering the wrong number. Just a teensy little difference, it will actually be a Google years, like 1 with 100 zeros. And that's the low estimate. That's how long it'll take for all black holes to push away and radiate all their energy through Hawking radiation. So, I'm not going to bring more math and science into this episode. This one will mostly hit philosophy. Anyway, you might be asking, I'm likely an average person trying to make a living and keep a roof over me and or my family's head. What does this mean for me? Well, in all practical senses, nothing really. And not just because you'll be long gone by the time any of this comes to fruition. Very little outside our solar system affects our daily human lives, on the small scale at least. Even when our massive neighbor Andromeda crashes into us, we probably won't notice anything except one hell of a starry sky. So if all this stuff is merely, to boil it down to the most base words, cosmetic, then what am I on about? What's so scary? Well, let's fast forward only a little bit, maybe about 150 billion years. For the sake of scale, the universe right now is 13.8 billion years old, so we're talking about 100 times that much right now. By that point, the Milky Way and Andromeda galaxy will have fused together into a huge galaxy. Probably an elliptical galaxy, but maybe a disk, though we know little about the formation of disk galaxies like our own spiral, but that's another video. This massive, vibrant galaxy will have all the resources of both huge galaxies to work with, as well as the material from the irregular Magellanic Clouds, and the Triangulum Galaxy, and all these other little ones in the local group. No longer will we be the local group, actually, because every galaxy will have fused into one big one with hopefully a better name than Milkomeda or Milkdromeda, because that's what we're calling it now. I don't know why. I don't think scientists are really that clever when it comes to things like that. Anyway, now we're 150 billion years in the future in the Milkomeda galaxy. There's well over 1 trillion stars here, more than anyone would ever be able to explore, especially as they're continuously being born and dying in the natural cycle of star formation. Maybe humans will still be around in some respect, or will have evolved into something else, or maybe there will be other intelligent races that arise. But whatever is there to see this, it will be a magical place with so much to learn and see. But in all that, there's a danger of something being lost. A key knowledge of our place in the universe. As dark energy pushes everything away, we will become more and more isolated. The light we see from distant galaxies is old. Very old. Old as balls. Sometimes billions of years old. And as we move further and further from things out there, and they move further from us, they get redshifted. The light gets stretched out and turned reddish. Should I have a thing on here about redshifting? I'll just spout one out real quick. Light moves in waves, sort of like wiggling, and the further light moves from us, the more we only see the long, stretched out waves, and that's why things that, when we look in deep into the universe and we see distant galaxies, they look a little orange or reddish, because their light has been stretched out so much. But if something is rushing towards us, then the waves get pushed closer together into the blue spectrum, and it gets blue shifted. But eventually that red shifted light gets stretched out too much for us to see as everything flies further and further from us. Past the limits of light, everything around us flies. And though our super galaxy will look unimaginably brilliant, looking out of the galaxy, even with the strongest telescopes, will look like this. Absolute darkness in every direction. Cosmic background radiation will have faded, along with all traces of the Big Bang. We won't be able to tell that the universe is expanding because there will be nothing else to see move. The universe will appear forever static, and unless the knowledge we have now is preserved somehow, it will appear to the inhabitants of that galaxy that that is the entire universe. That it was always that way and always will be. They won't only not know about the Big Bang and the nature of the entire universe we can see, but they'll be physically unable to detect it. An island of 1 trillion stars in an ocean of darkness, completely ignorant of the billions of other islands just like it, each one convinced of the same lie. Billions of galaxies that are each the only one of their kind in their own tiny universe. So, what do you think of that? Now, 150 billion years is a long time. This is the point where a good video would use that as a positive closing note. Phew, we don't have to worry about that for a long time. But to me, that's a lot of time to store information. As a species, we've collected a lot of information, and to store it all long term, we'll need to keep moving it from form to form. And as we all likely know, when you move information en masse, bits tend to get lost. And when we're talking about the ever-growing compendium of human knowledge, there's a danger inherent there. Important knowledge may be lost, or those who arise in the future may not have had this blessed opportunity that we have to study our most distant past. I fear for the future of a race who doesn't have the opportunity to understand the scope of our glorious universe, even if they will never and can never know what they're missing. So, what do you think of that? Mull that one over in your head for a bit and see what conclusions you come to. Think it's as bad as all that? Think that maybe, if they can never see the rest of the universe, that it might be a blessing that they don't know of it? That's a thing I do. I think of counter-arguments to myself as I talk. What did you think of these videos, and should I do more like them? I got part of my inspiration for this video from the channel KITE'S. I cannot pronounce their title, but it is just the best channel. They're a much better one than this one. They released a video on this topic exactly the day after I conceived this video. And then I sat on it for many months. I wasn't sure if it was worth making my own crude attempt at it, but I feel I tackled it in a different way. A way worth doing. And it'll probably happen again where I make videos on the same subjects because me and them, well, we think the same. But seriously, after you please subscribe for more, go check out their channel. It's one of the greatest. Go on. Shoo? Get out of here. These videos are actually kind of popular. I gotta make more. Unless you want to stick around for outtakes. I stuttered a lot in this video. The arsonist has oddly shaped feet. The Human Torch was denied a bake clone. Kermit the Frog here. I don't know how I devolved into Kermit there, but... or is it evolved? It's unclear. Probably an elliptical They won't only not know about the Big Bang and the Napier. Oh, Charles Napier, stop beating me with a stick. I gave you your candy. Oh, jeez, I'm tired.